So I personally don't understand this notion that this fandom in particular has about like, oh, these tropes belong to this ship and these tropes belong to that ship. Like, they're tropes and they're fictional. I'm sure Sarah can make any trope that she wants work. And speaking personally for an Elaine book, if her romance can be boiled down to certain boilerplate tropes, I feel like it's doing her a major disservice. Like, I'm new to this fandom, but I don't remember everybody like freaking out about the tropes of Feyre and Rhysand. Y'all were just vibing with Feyre and Rhysand, and I was too. I like pre Akawar and before Rhysand personally. It's that post Akashif shit that I'm just not here for him for. But before that, he's fine, like more or less. Nesta and Cassian too. I feel like there are certain tropes that they do, and then there's other things that they subvert. So, I also don't remember the fandom being like, oh, their Nessian is this trope coded or that trope coded. So if the other ships didn't have to deal with this, why do we gotta do it to her? Like, why? Like, yes, Elriel absolutely has this vibe of like softness and forbidden love and like brushing of fingers and just the hair of sexual tension that they're dealing with right now. But I think if Aleutian got like a domesticity scene, like he was helping her bake or some shit, or he was sitting outside with her in the garden, I wouldn't be like, oh, Aleutian stole that from Elriel. And on the flip side, like Aleutian has very Bridgerton vibes, very forced proximity vibes, very arranged marriage vibes. But no, I don't think you can't do a lot of those with Elriel, probably because Elaine didn't choose to be in forced proximity with Asriel. But I'm trying to be unbiased here. Either way, I think like a Bridgerton style, like I'm leaving for India, but it is not far enough story could work for Elriel as well, or even Grinwheel, or like I can't talk today. I just think, speaking personally, I wouldn't want Elaine to have a story that's trope coded or coded like this book or that book. I kind of want her to have something that's maybe inspired by something classical or something mythological or fairy tale like or whatever, because that's what Sarah does. But I would want her to have like an original twist on it. I don't want it to be like, oh, she's doing Pride and Prejudice. Like, come on, man. If I wanted to read Pride and Prejudice, I would read Pride and Prejudice. So while I understand the sentiment here, and I think like on its face, I do agree with it, I personally, I wouldn't want to see us fighting over the tropes that belong to each ship. I would want to see us talking about the evidence for the ship within the set canon and not necessarily, oh, these people have this trope. It just feels a little reductive, and I'm just kind of not here for that personally.